Good morning, everybody. Today's date is September the 6th, 2025. I am feeling a whole lot of sinus irritation. So, if you guys are feeling it too, just know that I am with you and I wish it to go away for all of us. So, welcome into Steampunk Psyche. I'm JT, and we're going to do it again. I think I'm just going to do a general reading today. I'm kind of stoked about today. I put out a little video this morning. I kind of drink coffee and try to read something interesting about the day or something, just to learn something. And today marks the day of the Mayan calendar, the beginning. And if you, I got a little 5-minute video if you want to check it out. Um, You can look at it. I'm just reading off, some news here. I'm not the best reader in the world, but I'm just reading off some information about it. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, we are about 1 day away from the full moon, and hopefully that transition is going to take these allergies and, you know, move it out of the way too. So, I think I'm just going to do a general reading, and we'll get into the reading, see what's up. You guys might let me know if you like these backgrounds or if they're showing up okay. I've got a lot of different images that I like to use. I love the steampunk flair and the gothic style with the gears and wheels, brass glass. That's my thing. Anyway, cool. King of Pentacles. I'd like to come into some fortune. Nice. I guess I am already blessed. Abundance is just a word. Takes on a whole lot of meaning when you make it a meaning, but so the Ten of Wands. So somebody, like I said, it's just going to be general. Oh, we're surrounded by King and the Queen. Okay. I'm going to kind of keep going here just to open up this read just a little bit here before we get going. King of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Three of Wands in reverse. Um, so our dominant energy right now is, more than likely finances, which is not uncommon. We're ending the year. We're getting close to the end of the year. We all would like to make a little bit more money. That's nice. You never hear a lot of people complain about having too much money, right? Um, but it looks like someone or something is getting in the way of this. We are in the um, third position, the Queen of Pentacles in reversed. And I'm wondering if we've got two energies here that are opposite of each other here. Both the King and the Queen are grounded, usually in, their stability, their earthly, their but something's got them blocked, or maybe this is relationship that's being blocked. Um, let's look at why this Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse position real quick, and then we'll get started on this a little bit. What we got here? Okay, financial struggles. We've seen that. So this could be a partnership. Um, maybe blocked. It could be, I don't know. Let's keep going. It's a little too early yet, but I'm seeing this King of Cups, offering, relationship. Maybe somebody is looking forward to starting a relationship and it's not happening. Yeah, we're indicative of definite relationship or one that's, I don't know. Let's take a look at this Three of Wands real quick in the reverse position too. Um, Delays, lack of progress, missed opportunities, stagnant, obstacles in the way. Well, we saw definitely obstacles in the way because we see the Ten of Wands. So what's getting in the way of this King of Cups relationship here? Um, we could take a look at that too. The King of Cups in the reverse position. King of Cups is an offering that's coming in, and something is still um, just it's not happening, not taking place. Manipulation, emotional instability. Okay, maybe somebody's thinking about a separation here. I kind of got that feeling there, or just lack of communication taking place. I hate to see this in the readings, but it is what it is. We have times where things are smooth and then times are not, but it's showing like the Ace of Wands also in the reverse position. Um, Oops, that's not it. Let's do this correctly. How about that one? Lack of direction, frustration, blocked creativity, resistance, and uncertainty. I'm. It's kind of like got a couple of energies here. One that maybe you're definitely being blocked. I mean, we're noticing that these two energies. One is the dominant energy, this stable energy. The King of Pentacles is a stability, grounded, um, and what we can show. It's kind of a generic version of the King here, but we can see what he's got going on. Stability, abundance, success, material wealth, work, health, stability, all in the categories of this. He's an earth sign. Um, so we could be talking about what, Taurus, Virgo, maybe, or Capricorn. I don't really like to put spins on this early, but we could be dealing with that. Um, all earth signs. Hmm. Let's keep going. Let's keep going and see. I want a happy ending here. Everybody wants a happy ending. But maybe it's relation. Yeah, got somebody walking away. Okay. Well, where are you going to walk away to? What are you grounding in here? What's your forecast? Another union. Okay. Well, this could be a couple scenarios. One, you're walking away from a financial situation. This Queen of Pentacles, like we saw um, in the reversed position. Let's take a look at that real quick. Neglect, materialism, self-care, financial struggles, insecurity, disconnection. The third position talks about what is manifesting, what's coming about, and perhaps this relationship is causing this instability. You're trying to look out, for yourself, but you're just upside down, and maybe you're thinking about this relationship is karmic, um, and you're struggling with whether or not to walk away because we do see some emotional instability taking place, and I don't mean that to upset anybody or hurt anybody's feelings, but it's call it what it is. The Eight of Cups talks about that, um, walking away from a situation. You've just you got some shadow work to do, or you're in the process of shadow work, or you've seen way too much shadow work. But it looks like you're grounding yourself in this Three of Cups position, this union that is going to take place, or that you're waiting for it to take place. But I'm going to keep going, see see how this comes about. Have the Queen of Wands. Okay, a little in your head about it. Queen of Wands talks about the mystery. She's got that black cat energy. Um, we'll take a look at her. Yeah, this is definitely relationship and maybe an offering that you're waiting on that's not coming in. Queen of Wands is confidence, charisma, creativity. Maybe you having some, you know, a little bit blocked in the head. I'm just saying it's instead of, the creativity, you're just a little blocked. And then the Ten of Cups in the reverse, we all want to have that happy home, happy life. And it's just you're upside down in it. And the Ace of Cups is the offering of an emotional stability, but it's in the reverse position. Um, yeah, just looking bleak and gray skies. You could see the gray skies. I mean, it's in all three, the Ace of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. That's kind of how you feel, and gray in the head. Looking out, not really seeing any kind of a solution, if I had to guess. Um, let's see. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Healing, emotional, disconnect, vulnerability. Yeah. Okay, whoever this is for, my heart is with you. Um, I know you want to have a revealing of a wonderful situation, not be told what's taking place. But I can't make the cards do anything, so we're here so that we can take a look and kind of deep dive into how we can turn these cards around. But right now, it's looking like, well, that's not a bad thing. The magician talks about, having an emotional breakthrough, clarity, and awakening, so to speak. Um, but I'm reminded, the hand that's pointing to the sky and the one that's pointing to the ground. It's as above, so below, kind of thing. That this is a recurring cycle, and I think you're being asked. This third turn over here is transitional. What are you moving into? And I think that your dominant energy is you're questioning whether or not this is going to turn around. Is this, it's like sometimes we get stuck in these cycles and we just go, we throw our hands up. And to tell you the truth, I kind of feel like that's the best thing to do. Throw your hands up. You're in your head about it. And we just continue that same momentum of energy over and over and over again. Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Is this going to work out? Is it not going to work out? We just ask the same questions, repeat them in 12 different ways. The Three of Pentacles over here wants to uh, wants to say, I want to take my ideas and I want to join them with your ideas. But I feel like in this passive position here, you've not really received any information about um, perhaps this relationship or where it's going. And I'm seeing it again here in the Six of Cups. And, this is knocking your willpower completely for a loop. Um, the Six of Cups is more of that nostalgic kind of energy, but um, in the reverse position, um, not as hopeful as we'd like, but it's stuck in the past, unresolved issues, letting go. Perhaps we've got some things that took place in our childhood that's, you really just want to move forward, but you can't seem to find the path here. Um, yeah, and then Chariot reversed. Excuse me. Let's look at that. Chariot in reversed. Oops, that's not it. Thank you. Yeah, so lack of control, chaos, just chaos taking place. Okay, what's going on here in this collective reading here? how are we going to get out of this? What's it going to take to open your eyes to say, hey, I am loved? I'm thinking, self-love here. Um, find a quiet place. I want to say this is a kind of an energy that's, here we go. Here's some healing. It's good to see. Five of Pentacles talks about that healing, recovery, um, some emotional breakthroughs with the Two of Cups. Okay, so perhaps this was in the past here, right? Let's. That's a lot better way of looking at that one. Yes, this is a past, and now we're moving in because your King of Pentacles is sitting here in a stable environment. So you've been doing some super reflection, and what was blocking you was this, you know, this Two of Cups, this union, this coming together. Then we have the King of Wands in the reverse position. Now it looks like you've got some kind of jealousy issue. Maybe you met this person, and it's causing some jealousy. With the King of Wands in the reverse, that's what it talks about, this tyrannous situation. And maybe you're having a hard time letting this person know. Maybe you're moving on. Um, Nothing indicative. Maybe you're just sitting in it right now, trying to figure out, yeah, you're still bound by it because the Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords talks about that being bound, but let me give you an example of how this card is such an illusion for us. And I feel like maybe that's what you need to hear. This may just be confirmation for somebody. Look, when we see the Tower in reverse, we're putting something off, okay? You're avoiding something. And I'm looking at this, maybe a previous relationship, whether that's a relationship in a partnership or a business, or, you know, in an actual relationship with somebody. We do see the Ten of Cups over here, and we also see the Ace of Cups. But this more speaks about that offering that's not coming in, this union that you'd like to see, this Three of Cups, kind of solidifying, this Magician, kind of a new beginning with a new start, all that. And so this tower is being put off where it should be. It's causing you to kind of withhold. And this is this illusion card here. Because if you'll notice, she's bound up, but there are no swords blocking her from the behind here. She could turn around and walk right straight over to this castle for their happy ending, but she chooses to stay bound. So what are you choosing to stay bound to is the question. And are you bound to this person because of finances? Are you bound to this person because of status? Are you bound to this person? Yeah, you're still in that same Four of Cups scenario where you're focused on all of these things that you think are the major important things. Like, if people see me leave this relationship, what are they going to think of me? But you've got some action coming in here pretty quick. So this is what you're manifesting, is this answer really fast. And I say, um, you know, judging by the bleakness of it, maybe this isn't the manifestation that you want to happen right now. Really, I think focus on internal. You're missing. Here's this offering that's coming from the clouds, right? Where over here in the Ace of Cups, it's upside down. But maybe this offering is not talking about this offering of relationship. Maybe this is like, let's find some solitude. Let's find some inner peace first before we make that leap into this relationship that's kind of been on hold, or this question about where I go from here. The Six of Pentacles in the reverse position. Um, yeah, this stagnant type thing. You're not getting an answer that you want. Let's take a look at that real quick, see what that's got. What did I say? Six of Pentacles. Where are you at? I apologize. It's a little early in the morning in my. All right. For some reason, we're getting stuck here. How about that? Sorry about that. Power struggles, greed, manipulation, dependency. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting that same thing, kind of like, you know, where do I go? I'm dependent on this relationship for finances, blah blah blah. I've manifested this judgment in reverse. Wish I could show some healthier cards here. It's kind of making me mad, actually. You know, I hate to see people in these positions, but kind of like, you know, avoidance, fear of change, uncertainty, repressed awareness. What is going on in this energy? It's the same thing over and over and over again. If I was your best friend, I'd be like, you know, shaking you, going, hey, what in the hell's going on? Empress or High Priestess reversed, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is just over and over again. I can't even go any further. It's like killing my energy here. I don't like it when reads like this come up. They look so bleak and my energy just goes blip. So what can we say? Okay. Maybe this is just going to be some confirmation for a particular person. This energy was just intense. It's kind of like we just had another of our episodes, right? They've happened so much now they've become episodes. Um, I'm gonna say my wife and I used to talk about this 365 when we finally woke up and we realized that we were repeating the same stupid shit over and over and over again. And look, I'm not going to say that it's wrong because every bit of it was so right because it made us realize. Now it just took a long time, and hopefully if you're in this position, you're going to understand this is a cycle. It's more than likely karmic. This is not your true love. Um, your true love, you wouldn't have to be doing this. Now, I'm not saying that you don't love this person or you don't have, your heart's in it the whole way emotionally, but it's karmic. And I'm not saying that karmic's terrible. You could be with a karmic partner for the rest of your life, a soulmate, whatever. But there's karmic lessons that are taking place is all I'm seeing here. And you're being blocked energetically. And the reason you're being blocked is because you're not focusing internally. It's like the commotion that is around you is so intense that you don't even have time to think about yourself. And so what do you do in a situation like that, right? You're going to work every day, you're paying the bills, that's draining you emotionally. You've got maybe kids are involved. um, there's a third party energies. Maybe you've got people around you that are also indulging or partaking. I personally don't care, drinking or drugs, none of that stuff is. It's all people trying to just escape, a little bit of escapism from things. um, and we all know that. You can admit it or not admit it, it doesn't matter. But so where do you go, right? I mean, this stuff you're starting to realize this is over and over and over and over. So you're like, all I know is I just got to leave, right? Well, yeah, you can just get up and go and leave, and that's fine. But trying to get into another relationship while while this is still going on, come on, you know you're going to drag that right along with you. So so I think we all know this subconsciously. We kind of go, it ain't right. I just need somebody to love me and tell me everything's going to be okay. And the truth is that no matter who it is, they can't tell you enough. They can't, and it'll just keep going. You know, um, at some point you're going to stop running. That action that's supposed to come in for you is for you. It's for you to take action. That relationship The way the card showed is for you. The relationship is supposed to be you and you, and to one day at a time, you know. And I know sometimes, especially if you're younger, um, one day could feel like a million years, you know. But the older you get, you start to realize, you know, hell, I could say, hey, if it's going to take me a year, it's going to take me a year. But I could not say that if I was 20. I couldn't, you know, and I understand why, you know, because, you know, you're youthful and your energies, you know, you're ready to push through and go. And I get it. But at some point, you got to stop and make it a point to reflect on yourself, you know. And if that means just, you know, whoever's in the house or wherever you're at, I need an hour. Leave me alone. Get out of my face. You know, take time. And I know there's a lot of moms, a lot of dads that their children are first. You know, they're and rightfully so, right? But even then, you know, you if you're in this chaotic state, uh, you know, you need a time to blow some steam, let the, you know, take the lid off for a little bit and calm down. And every little step that you take like that, to where you self love and you know, provide some comfort for yourself is one day getting closer and closer to finding a more of an internal balance. You're looking for love in all the wrong places, and I hate that term. It just sucks. But you know, as much as we want somebody to, as much as we want someone external of us to come and tell us everything's going to be okay, I'm here to tell you that is a blind lie. It is just blind truth. You know, it's just something people say, uh, you know, um, maybe because they haven't done it themselves. You have to literally and physically do the work. You've got to uh, realize that you're important. Find a, excuse me, find something about yourself that you love and take every little energetic step towards finding an inner peace for yourself. You know, I wished I had the right words to say. I just feel like it's that energy's so chaotic. I feel it still. It's like, what would you say to a person who was just having a moment of pure collapse? You know, kicking, kicking and screaming tantrum. Sometimes when you're little kids, and they do that, parents will just kind of like walk away, right? Go completely out of the room, and that kid eventually will realize nobody's watching them kick and scream. And sometimes I feel like that we need to do that to ourselves. You know, we're kicking and screaming with tantrums, and we just got to walk away from our own selves. We get in our head, we overthink, we, you know, try to make things happen. We push here, push there, and the more we do, it just collapses. We saw the tower card in the reverse position. You're not allowing that collapse, you're hanging on. And I'm trying to tell you, you're going to revolve 365, 365, 365 every single time. And eventually you're going to wake up to it and go, man, I'm tired of this. It's just, how hard headed are you? How long you gonna remain there? And that is absolutely uh, your timing. That's all for you. I couldn't, even if I wanted to, tell you when that's going to happen. If you followed along with me this long, just know that I love you, and I mean everything from sincerity. I've been there, and I've done the work, and I'm telling you, if you think the pain you're going through right now externally that's happening to you with finances, with love and relationships, begin to do your shadow work. It's a total different kind of hurt, but it is a hurt necessity, you know, to focus inward and heal those wounds that's taken place, whatever has taken place. When you begin to start loving yourselves, those energies begin to start. They, you know, I'm not saying they go away completely, but they do begin to subside. They are not at the forefront of your thoughts all the time, and they don't allow you to click back into repetitive habits again. You have basically um, formed a belief about yourself, and now you have to uh, unravel it, you know, and rewrite a new belief about yourself. And it is very possible. I know this is not foo-foo. People do this all the time, and you just got to try to make a commitment to yourself. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up, leave some comments. Let me know what's going on in your life. I hate to see reads like this. There's no terrible read. They just the energy is just uncomfortable. But that's part of doing this is to sit in this uncomfortable with you and go, hey, I'm experiencing it with you, and just know that you're not alone. Other people's done this. Other people have been exactly where you're at. Maybe, you know, with a condition here or there that's a little different, but people have been in that place where there's just like, it feels like it's rock bottom. But believe me, we could be a whole lot more rock bottom, and that's completely underneath the rock in the soil and gone from this planet. So even if that's one of your, pick me ups, there you go. You're alive. And I know I wish that could be come out in a whole lot nicer way, but it's true. You are alive, and I love you, and I appreciate you. So hopefully we'll see you on the next one.